Hey everyone, it's Richie. Today I'm going to be showing you a really cool workflow for doing research. This is one that I use all the time in my role as research director at Bryant Research. So often what we're doing when we are doing a research project, we might come across a website and we suspect that that website has some useful things for a project we're doing or a campaign we're doing or something like that. We know it has some useful information, but often the website is very big and it contains lots of stuff that isn't relevant to us. So normally you'd spend an hour or two clicking around all the different pages, having a look about to try and find the relevant information. But we can have AI do that for us instead. I'm going to show you that today. So this is a website by a wonderful organization called Sustain. They're like a fixing the food system, social justice-y type org in the UK. And they are not an animal org, but they do stuff on factory farming. So most of the stuff on this site is not going to be relevant to me, but some of it is going to be very relevant to me. And can I use AI to just extract all of that information? Well, I can. So if we click around their website, if we have a look here, if we click on projects, I mean, look, they've got a load of projects. They've got food for the planet. Maybe that's useful for us. Good to grow, local community gardens, probably not useful. Roots to work, a jobs platform, probably not useful. We've got sustainable farming campaign. Okay, that sounds like it might be useful. Recipe for change, maybe. So we've got a couple of things here. It's not clear to me what in these things is useful or not. I suspect there are some useful things in there, but I just don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Perplexity. Now I think you can do this in ChatGPT and Gemini too, but you can do it, but it's best, I find it's best in Perplexity. A quick reminder, Perplexity is like an AI search engine. So imagine you type in, instead of Google, you type it in here, and then Perplexity will just go away, look at the top like 50 Google search results, find the good ones, read them, and then write you a cited answer to your query. So I'm going to do two clever things today. By the way, you can do this on the free plan, so no worries there. I'm going to do two clever things. So the first thing is I'm going to use their research feature, this deep research one. On the free plan, you get 3 free reports a day, which is pretty generous. So that should be fine for this. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to look at my prompts, right? I'm going to say find all the stuff Sustain find all the stuff Sustain have done on factory farming. Only factory farming, don't search anywhere except this site. Summarize the reports. So what I'm doing is I'm telling Perplexity to look into what Sustain have done on factory farming, but and I'm telling it only to look at the Sustain site. Now, normally this prompt would not work. Large language models love going above and beyond to help you, and that usually means, and sometimes that means ignoring your instructions. However, crucially, this is what's important. I've put site, and then I've put the website, right? Some of you might know that you've been able to do this on Google for a while, since before AI, but this work is particularly powerful when it comes to AI, because what this means is only search for pages and subpages of this website. Do not search anywhere else. So this kind of forces Perplexity to only scrape that site. So what we're doing here is we're generating a deep research piece, thousands of words, dozens of sources, only on this one site, right? So I'm going to attempt to just rip everything Sustain have done on factory farming into one report, and then I can reread that and I can dive in. So if I set this off, Perplexity's deep research reports are much shorter and shallower than ChatGPT, Gemini or Claude, but they're very good for stuff like this, right? We don't want 20,000 words in this case. So if you notice here, look where it's searching. So it's only searching Sustain's website, and look at all those, they're all Sustain. You can see what it's reading in real time. And again, it's reviewing 4 more sources only from Sustain's website. Then it's doing some more searches. Again, only, so it's looking here, Muck Map, this food for the planet, that's a subsource of Sustain. And then it's looking at, this is not Sustain's website, but it is a source that cited it. So that's not that bad. It's probably looking at this for context, but it's not going to. So we'll see if it cites that in the final source. Right. Okay, so it's done. Much, much quicker than the other deep research, which is great. So let's scroll all the way to the bottom. Let's click sources. So it had 38 sources, and that's all Sustain's website, that's all Sustain's website, that's all Sustain's website. Keep going. This is still UK Sustain, but it's just a slightly different one. This is citing Sustain, as we saw. Okay, brilliant. So we've only got we've only got one source that isn't Sustain or talking about it. And this is just a Wikipedia article on water pollution. So the LLM was getting more context, right? And if we read this, we find that this is a really great source. So we've got primary research and data on waste pollution. Sustain has quantified the scale of waste from intensive livestock units, revealing that factory farms produce over 5,000 tonnes of untreated excreta daily. So if we scroll down, these are the sources. Let's go. How do factory farms harm our rivers? Brilliant. Okay, so this is a nice source from Sustain here. Look again. Alarming levels. Let's have a look at this. Alarming levels of industrial animal waste poisoning UK rivers. Good source. The Muck Map Initiative. So we've got this thing about exposed in our new Muck Map. So this is one of their campaigns relating to agricultural waste. We can see shocking wins for UK mega farms, legal wins mount against agribusiness. So planning for 69% of UK adults see factory farming as prioritising profits over tackling the climate emergency. Cool. So yeah. So this is what it's done basically. It has only searched the subpages of Sustain's website. So this is a really great way for this. This took us a couple of minutes. So imagine you're doing a research project or you're running a campaign, and you keep coming across different orgs and different websites that you suspect might be useful, but you just don't have time to just comb through every page to find the things that are relevant to you. Well, here, you can now just delegate that to AI. So that's all for today. Let me know if you find this useful, and I will see you all soon.